Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. And we're continuing here in Lisburn Cathedral. And I want to talk to you about a family and a couple of the members who are buried here in this cathedral. And that's the Smyth family. Now, Captain Ralph Smyth was born around 1615 in North Yorkshire, England. And Ralph was a captain in the Lisburn Volunteer Army and a lieutenant in the British Army. Now, the family moved to Ireland in 1630 after the death of his mother, Anne, and Ralph was 16 at the time. He also lived in Canada in 1659 for a time. And they first lived at Dundrum Castle in County Down, and then the family relocated to Sir Edward Conway's estate, the manor of Kilbolta, in 1632. Now, they lived on the south side of Bridge Street, which is by the River Lagan, which is not too far from here. And Ralph, as I say, enlisted in the British Army. Now, he married Elizabeth Hawksworth, and they produced 9 children. And Ralph's lifetime actually covers the great rebellions of Irish history, including the 1641 rebellion and the Williamite War in Ireland of 1689. He was High Sheriff of Antrim in 1680. And he laid a foundation of wealth for the Smyth family line who would follow through his tannery business. So he was a very wealthy man. And he liked the land of Ballinamacoush, which is near Lisburn. And so he built a house there. And he had actually bought the land from soldiers of the Cromwellian army who had received it in lieu of pay during the period of the Commonwealth under Oliver Cromwell. So Ralph's house was burnt down during the fighting that ensued whenever the deposed King James II of England fled to France and then invaded Ireland in 1689 during the Williamite War in Ireland. And I'm going to read this headstone out to you. This is the McCall headstone. It says, David McCall of Lambeg died 8th of November 1762, aged 99 years, so he's near 100. William McCall, his son, died 5th of April 1799, aged 66 years. And David McCall, son to William, died 8th of May 1806, aged 28 years. Now, Ralph Smyth died on the 23rd of July 1689, and he's buried at the west end of the Lisburn Cathedral. And when Ralph's son Thomas was born, Ralph was 28 years old, and his mother Elizabeth Alice Hawksworth was 23, and Thomas married Elizabeth Hatfield in 1672 in Killanure in County Down. And you can see a memorial garden here, and there's a wee inscription there which says, the one you love is not here, the one you love is risen. So I would assume that that's a reference to Christ, Jesus Christ. Now, Thomas was a captain in the army. And Thomas was born in 1643, and he died on the 20th of February 1712, and he's buried in County Westmeath. Now, Mrs. Martha Smyth is buried here, and she's a relation. She married into the Smyth family, and this is a Cromwellian grave that you can see here. But I'm not going to talk to you about the Cromwellian family because I covered them in another video. This is a fantastic plot. They're a Huguenot family, but you can pause the video and you can have a wee read of it. But I won't take the time to go over it because I've already done that in another video a while back. But that says Samuel Lewis Cromwellian, 1652 to 1727. So that's the Cromwellian family. Again, you can pause that if you so wish. But I want to talk to you about Martha Smyth here, who married into the Smyth family. And she's buried here. This is this flat slab here, the first one here. Now I'm going to show you this other slab here. If you want to pause the video, you can have a read of it because it's a Cromwellian family. Again, I'm not taking the time to read this. I've already covered the family. But you can pause it there if you want. Good reading. It is very interesting. and you can have a read of it. So this grave says, here lie interred the remains of Mrs. Martha Smyth, relative of the late Thomas Smyth of Drumcree, County of Westmeath, Esquire, and daughter of the Reverend Francis Hutchison, Archdeacon of Down and Connor, and she died on the 5th of January 1818, and she was born in 1730. So you can have a read of it there. And basically the way it works is you have Captain Ralph Smyth, born 1615, died 1689. His son, who's the one mentioned here, Thomas Smyth, 1643, was born, died 1712. And then his son, William Smyth, born 1685, died 1742. And then his son, who is Martha's husband, who is also called Thomas Smyth, was born in 1714 and he died in 1792. So I hope you've got that. To say it's as clear as mud. But the Thomas mentioned here is not the husband. Her husband, Thomas, was a later descendant. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. So that's Martha Smyth. So thanks for watching, and God bless.